getting some guided meditation and affirmation from the one and only Sahara Ali. That's in hour two, top of hour two. And of course, we have the phone lines open all day when I'm on the air, 800-920-1580. So the third hour, we do a deep dive on a hot topic or a person or persons of interest. Today, it's the Pan-African Film Festival, and we have quite a lineup. Director Maddie Rich, Kyla Pratt, and Oduduwa, who is now leading the Pan-African Film Festival under the watchful eye of his father, Ayuko Babu. So we got a packed third hour for you. And actually, I think it officially starts tomorrow. And then hour two, of course, the phone lines are open. We do some freestyle phones. And right now, it's me, you, and the microphone. Telephone, of course, Miles is here too. And we're talking left coast. What's going on around here? Of course, all the coasts and the whole world seems to be very interconnected at the moment, in good ways and bad ways. I wonder if we're gonna have to have our name changed, the Melania Coast or something. In any case, I think that this Black History Month is going to be the Blackety, Blackest, Black, Super Black History Month of all time. What do you say? I feel like all of the shutting down of DEI, all of the disrespect of Black people, not just in the United States, but worldwide, the blaming of us for everything, and the blatant racism. People who are close to the president, like Charlie Kirk, saying, well, I don't know, when I see a plane flown by a Black person, I have to ask myself, do they know what they're doing? That, my friends, is old-fashioned Jim Crow racism. I don't know if it's old-fashioned. I guess it's new-fashioned Jim Crow racism. All of that, to me, is prompting, I don't want to call it a lash, a Black something, a Black surge, a Black rebellion. Oh, we've been having those since probably well before 1619. A Black reclamation, whatever you want to call it. Every person I know, chocolate or high yellow, left or right, is like, oh, well, maybe not all the ones on the right. Some are actually in the sunken place. But all the Black people I know who know that they're Black are saying, you don't get to decide whether we celebrate Black History Month. And I don't know if you saw Miss Take It or Leave It, the press secretary, saying that we will celebrate American History Month all the time. That was her answer. And while she is correct that Black history is American history, Black history is also world history. Black history is African history. Black history is ancient history. That is not what she meant. She meant we will be whitewashing your ethnic studies. And we know that's what she meant because that's what they're aggressively doing. So happy Blackety Black, extra Black, super Black, worldwide Blackety Black History Month. I feel confident that we at KBLA Talk 1580 will be putting the extra Black on our Blackety Black History Month because we can. That's why ownership is important, I think, right? Because we don't have a station owner who's going to sit here and say, well, you know, prevailing winds, lift all boats, don't be too Blackety Black in your Black History Month. He's not going to say that. Tavis Smiley will actually probably put some extra chocolate on our History Month. So you're in the right place. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in. So much going on. I guess that's going to be the refrain. And I think it was Rachel Maddow that was reminding us that is actually a strategy. No, it was Jen Psaki. That is actually a press strategy that the Trump administration has. They employed it the first time, and they've gotten much better at it, which is flooding us with so much news that we cannot report on everything. So they get away with certain things while we're focused on other things. Like we're focused on DEI while they just handed the keys to the treasury to Elon Musk, who actually plundered his own company for $56 billion and didn't reinvest that now, and had to be his own pay had to be reeled back by regulators from his own company. So imagine what he'll do to the U.S. Treasury. He's got the keys now. He's gotten in. The first Treasury Secretary resigned under pressure because he did not want to hand over all those secret codes to the Musk proxies from the Doge department. And now Secretary Bissett understood the assignment, handed that information. They also have now top security classified information. So basically you have a billionaire who's doing business with the government, clear conflict of interest, who now has his hand in the till, and the state secrets. The richest man in the world, about to get a whole bunch richer. Not only would he have things that would give him blackmail power and leverage against the U.S. government and many of its functionaries, he also has access to everybody's personal information, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, it's all in there. So, happy Black History Month, y'all. I don't mean to be depressing, but I think that while we're over here worrying about DEI, which I will concede more than the talking points on social media actually is important. And I know I even saw it on DL's IG, people talking about how white women and Latinos and everybody else benefited more from DEI than black folks. And while I don't doubt that's true, I know the numbers that they're citing are job numbers. I would argue two things. The top level DEI jobs, those high level VPs and what are typically black, and I haven't seen the numbers, but I have seen with my own eyes, so I will follow up at looking at some data, but I know that to be true. And number two, there's other ways that DEI impacts us rather than just jobs. A corporate entity decides to stand up a community program, for example, that would have educational benefits or personal development for black-owned businesses. There are grants, there are special loans, there are government contracts that come through diversity, equity, and inclusion. There are even pots of money within corporations that have been used to support black-owned businesses. And that's part of DEI too. So to measure DEI simply by who had a job, and for us to rejoice that some of these white women are suffering FAFO, which surely they are. They voted for Trump and then didn't realize their own job was created by DEI because they thought that meant N-word. Yeah, they're going to F around and find out. They're effing around and finding out right now. But to dismiss it as if it doesn't have any impact on us, that's a mistake. At the same time, we've got to have this media literacy and this ability to take in a lot and not get distracted by this shiny object, that shiny object. Most of the objects aren't shiny, but rather more akin to something you would see swirling in a toilet. But I think we have to be able to overcome the flood the zone strategy. Yes, I agree with Sahara. We've got to focus on what we want, not what we don't want. But we also have to be able to not get stuck on one thing and miss 10 other things. I was reading an article this morning about how Trump is now threatening South Africa, saying that if any government initiatives are followed through, because they're looking at some very minor land redistribution, i.e. reparation, right? Remember, when South Africa got its so-called freedom, the white people kept everything. Kind of like here. There was no redistribution of wealth. There was no reparation. There was nothing. And from being there, which I was in 2023, I will tell you that the young black folks are not feeling that. They feel like the revolution, the ones I talked to, was incomplete. It's kind of like our reparations, only much more recent, right? Because it was only the 1980s when apartheid ended. Well, now Trump is threatening to withhold all foreign aid to South Africa if they give any land to the state or to black farmers. And remember, the first time that this guy was president, Elon Musk told him that there was a genocide taking place against white farmers in South Africa. I've been to South Africa. It's a beautiful country. Lovely, lovely, lovely. But I don't know that I definitely wouldn't move there. And I don't know that it would be my top place to visit in Africa, even though it's very tourist friendly, because the white people there are very racist. We experienced it multiple times as a tour group. And we witnessed it more times than that. Okay, I don't know, what is it? 40 years since the 80s? 40-some years, 45 years. Think 45 years out from enslavement, right? That would put us right around the 1900s, right around the time when they were burning our anything we had to the ground in this country. That's where South Africa is right now. Apartheid didn't magically go away. Elon Musk is a product of that, and he is sharing half-truths with the guy that's now the president. Palette refresher coming up. Let's talk about the Grammy Awards when we come forward. 800-920-1580. That's the number if you got something to say. 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. Texting privacy
See policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult a doctor prior to use.
If you've struggled to lose weight in the past, this important message is for you because you could lose as much as 50 pounds or more with Zelfie. Zelfie makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelfie providers can prescribe FDA-approved GLP-1 weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight, like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others. Plus, help get the medication covered by insurance, so it's as little as $0 a month.
The doctors are super helpful, and the meds have been a game changer. It's the first program I've had success with.
Before Zelfie, I was unable to lose weight, even though I was eating healthy and exercising 6 days a week. Zelfie helped me not only lose weight, but I feel so much better.
Text GOAL to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy or Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text GOAL to 200-300. That's GOAL to 200-300. GOAL to 200-300.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station,
and your favorite morning show host.
Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Nothing on that beat. Hey, monster on the beat. Debo, then he rap. He a freak, dope man. Damn, call her Emperor Lambs. Tell him breathe, bro. Never knew to the cross. He walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni? Trying to see Compton. The industry can hate me. Marlon D. Mama, how many options really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body. I'm John Stockton.
KBLA Talk 1580. Yep. Ha.
Sometimes you gotta pop out.
Congratulations, Kendrick Lamar. What a Grammy night. I mean, Kendrick now has 24 Grammy Awards. That's a number matched only by Jay-Z and Kanye West. Or Ye, I should say, West, since he was talking back. Miles, do you think that's, I mean, is that significant? Do you think that's significant? I feel like there's always a lot of grumbling about Kendrick Lamar, especially when it comes to Grammys, but I don't know. I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, first of all, congrats to Kendrick. Congrats to Mustard. Congrats to TDE, PG Lang. Shout out to everybody involved in that project over there, Not Like Us. And
also Doechii. I mean, let's not forget that's another TDE artist, right? TDE.
Doechii got one. SZA got one last night.
Right.
Yeah, big night for TDE. Big night for the West Coast-based Black-owned, Black-ran company, TDE, man.
West Coast is definitely still riding that wave, which everybody said was going to burn out after what?
I thought it was done at the summertime.
Yeah, it was going to. We're heading toward the next summer.
We're going to 2027 right now on y'all heads, man.
It's like a lot.
Didn't even get the Super Bowl yet.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet. Well, I mean, it's interesting to me. I know that the Grammys, there's always a lot of critique on the Grammys because they don't recognize some people that should be recognized, and they tend to love others that shouldn't. I.e. Beyonce not having, had, even though she's got a ton of records, or a ton of records for a woman, for a Black woman, et cetera, and many Grammys, that she hadn't had album of the year. And I guess, if I'm not mistaken, do you think everyone was saying she wasn't shocked at all about, that she was just pretending to be shocked about getting the award for Cowboy Carter?
I mean, so, because I've never accomplished anything at that high of a level musically wise, I'm always curious, like, there are some people that you are write-ins to win. I think Beyonce had a hell of a year, real big controversial year. But she had a huge year. I don't know why she would be surprised. I'm not surprised she won. I'm not surprised Kendrick won. I'm surprised at the amount Kendrick won. But I'm not surprised these big records and big artists are, winning a Grammy like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it should be surprising, but I think that because there's been some weird snubs in the past of the Grammys, especially when it comes to Black artists, there's always that factor.
Wouldn't be surprised then either. If she lost, I wouldn't have been surprised either. But I think she should have won. But I think to be surprised that she would have lost off the politics, nah.
Yeah.
I was shocked when Macklemore beat Kendrick. That was a shocker.
Yeah. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That's traditionally happened at the Grammys, which is why a lot of people, including Ye, have said F the Grammys.
Well, I mean, even Macklemore himself, though, when he beat Kendrick, he sent the whole apology text apologizing. So even he knew he shouldn't have won that Grammy. So I think that, even the winners know what's up when we knew that Nipsey should have beat Cardi B the year she won,
Yeah, that's true.
When you know you're supposed to win, it's okay. We understand it, but yeah, we know politics too.
Yeah, and supposedly there's been changes in the actual Grammy voting pool, but I think that the behind the scene politics are probably still similar. I don't know.
I think a lot of people in that room specifically were excited to see the end of Drake a little bit. I think they kind of were good, happy to champion Kendrick on that stage as the official winner, as history is going to show.
I mean, especially since the West Coast is having an incredible artistic year, but at the same time, these fires are going on, and people were talking about the fires at the Grammys. But I think there's something, to the kind of spotlight that we have on the West Coast of highs and lows that, makes people root for you.
Oh, indeed.
So Beyonce got Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter. She had 11 nominations. Kendrick got Song of the Year for Not Like Us. And Record of the Year. I never understood the difference between Record of the Year and Song of the Year, but he got both of those, so I guess I don't have to figure it out.
See the whole crowd screaming A minor back at him?
That was crazy, right? Speaking of what somebody in the chat said, Drake was punching the air.
Drake gonna put a lawsuit on the Grammys next. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, really?
They let him. What? The pedophile was slung around all on that stage. Now I wouldn't. He shouldn't.
That would be a bad move. Yeah, I don't think suing your record company is necessarily a good move either. Although you said he may be trying to get out of his contract.
I mean, if
keep the money,
and if they're trying to get him to not perform it on the Super Bowl, that might be a good thing to do this week before the Super Bowl goes on Sundays. Sue the TV station, sue the corporation, sue the Recording Academy, all that. It's tough though. If Drake goes out like that, yeah, that's punching the air for sure.
That would be all bad. Yeah. Best New Artist, Chappelle Roan, who I'm not familiar with, but I guess she's wildly popular because I saw a lot of my friends posting about her on socials. Best Country Album, Cowboy Carter. That was the one that seemed like it took Beyonce by surprise. And to be honest with you, I think she actually was surprised. She may have known she was finally going to get Album of the Year because I don't know that she's going to show up to too many more Grammys and not get, the ultimate crown.
Her and King Ho were there.
Right. Of course. Yeah. Best Rap Album, Doechii, Alligator Bites Never Heal. Why did the Grammys at one moment look like a concert in Nickerson Gardens?
Feel me? Exactly. I'm not mad at Doechii winning. I'm so not mad at
are you kidding me? I love her. She's the bomb.
Well, that's some mixtape she won off of, by the way.
Right. That's a good point.
Some mixtape.
So what does that mean to you?
That means that this was not a big budget. This was not the industry getting behind it. This is not radio play and hype. This is it's pure art getting pushed. This is an unfunded pure artist pushing her art.
Yeah. Well, 3 women have won now for Best Rap Album. Her, Cardi B, and Lauryn Hill. And all the people, I mean, she was up against J. Cole, Common, and Pete Rock, Eminem, and Future and Metro Boomin. So you don't think that's a tough category? I think it's a pretty stiff competition.
I think those are big artists for sure.
Yeah.
I think it was a light year for albums on that category.
Okay, if you say so. Well, congrats going out to her. I mean, you would know best.
Yeah.
Congrats going out to her. Definitely she is deserving. I feel like that Tiny Desk helped her a lot because some of those voters who don't listen to rap probably saw it.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
She killed it. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to all the black girls out there keeping hip-hop alive as well. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and I love how she ended with that, too, giving love to the black women and giving us some inspiration. All right, you're welcome to call. We got news, traffic, and sports now, then more on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. The federal government is ending cultural diversity celebrations. The Department of Defense and Transportation announced they will no longer commemorate cultural awareness months like Black History Month, Women's History Month, or Pride Month. Authorities are investigating a medical transport jet crash in Northeast Philadelphia that killed 7 people, including one on the ground. The jet crashed Friday evening, causing a fire and scattering debris over several blocks. Panama's President Molino announced ending a key deal with China after meeting Secretary of State Rubio. He won't cede control of the Panama Canal to the U.S., but will seek closer ties with the U.S. instead of joining China's Belt and Road Initiative. And Sabrina Carpenter is this year's Grammy winner for the Best Pop Vocal Album. The singer nabbed the win for her album Short and Sweet, marking her first Grammy win. I'm Bree Wood on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Choking is the 4th leading cause of accidental deaths. LifeVac is a life-saving airway clearance device which has saved over 3,000 lives. Go to lifevac.com and enter promo code LIFE to save 20% to secure your home kit today.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
You've had a day and a half to process the Lakers making the monumental decision to trade Anthony Davis to Dallas for Luka Doncic. Here's a few things to keep on your radar. How will LeBron and Doncic coexist on the court? Both superstars like to have the ball in their hands. How much will LeBron and Doncic be willing to defer to the other in key situations? A reminder to you, this is J.J. Redick's first coaching job on any level. Redick could be the determining factor if LeBron and Doncic are successful playing together. Is Redick capable of making this thing work? Last thought, LeBron was not consulted before the trade was made. Had Lakers GM Rob Pelinka asked LeBron about his thoughts on trading AD, he knows LeBron would have said no. If the Lakers don't go far in the playoffs, do not be surprised if LeBron shuts down his spectacular career and retires after the season. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
This is for all the folks who appreciate follow-through. Here's a quick recap of the KBLA Talk 1580 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. More than 6.4 million Southern Californians viewed our climate justice billboards and bus shelters. Another 1.5 million people listened to and or downloaded our weekly conversations with African American climate experts. Our KBLA Climate Justice web portal had 2.8 million unique visitors. Thousands more attended our 7 climate justice community events. More than 9.3 million riders saw our climate care messaging on metro buses and trains. And 39 million Americans accessed our C-SPAN Climate Justice Symposium. All told, our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign exceeded 471 million total impressions. KBLA Talk 1580 thanks all of our 2024 Climate Justice partners: LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, Sierra Club, California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, LA City Council member Curran D. Price Jr., the California Wellness Foundation, MWD, AQMD, and the Port of Los Angeles. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, changing the conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580. Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, so I was thinking Grammys because so much has happened. Molly Bell was in the chat, though, saying, are they canceling Black History Month? Well, the Department of Defense and some other federal areas have already said they're not celebrating any history months, but they don't get to cancel us. That's kind of where I was starting the show off, Molly Bell, saying, look, they didn't start Black History Month. Carter G. Woodson started Negro History Week. We expanded it to a month. Why? Because it's the birthday of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. Also happens to be the birthday of a lot of other people, including Huey P. Newton and others. So they can't cancel. That's like saying we're going to cancel Black people. That's like making a ruling that says no more Black people exist. And I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. He just proclaimed that he thought there were 2 genders, and that's the law. Never mind. I don't know, what the non-binary and the actual hermaphrodites and others. Nope, he's the God now. He says you don't exist, you don't exist. So, yeah, we doing Black History Month. Yes, we are. F what he says. So lots of other, it really was a lot of blackety blackness at the Grammys. Chris Brown won Best R&B Album. That surprised me. I thought that he was exiled by the mainstream media forever. Under the We Don't Forgive Black Men for Anything program that we have going in this country. So congrats going out to Mr. Breezy. Let's see. Lucky Day won Best Traditional R&B Performance. Love him. Congrats going out to him. And then Best R&B Song, of course, is won that. Now, don't sleep on this. What was the category that Michelle Ndegeocello? Oh, Best Melodic Rap Performance, Rhapsody, featuring Erykah Badu. Good things. A lot of good things at this year's Grammys. Maybe they're trying to cheer us up, given what's going on in the world. Best Music Video, for sure. I love that video for Not Like Us. Really well done. But there's, I'm looking for it right now. It's Best Jazz something or other that was won by Michelle Ndegeocello. I would have totally slept on that if it wasn't for my bonus daughter, Issa, telling me, yo, check this out. It is really fire. So I would definitely, I'm happy she won, and I would definitely check that out. Also, continuing the West Coast kind of run, if you will. Gustavo Dudamel took home, I think, 3 Grammys. So yeah, it was a good night for us. And of course, always happy to see Black artists, West Coast artists, women doing well, and progressive thinkers doing well. And that's where the Michelle Ndegeocello part comes in. I don't know why our Black Information Network chose to report on Sabrina Carpenter and not Doechii. or SZA or Kendrick or Cowboy Carter. I'm pretty sure that's the first black woman to win Best Country Album. Pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't looked it up, but I'd be willing to guess that. So, I don't know. It baffles my mind what people choose to focus on. But that's why we have this station where we can talk about what we think is important. And yes, they did something on spoken word. I didn't see, you know me, I'm rooting for everybody black. So that's what I was tracking. Bruno Mars did get a nod, and he's kind of black adjacent. He might be black. I don't know. He's he got best pop duo group performance for his thing with Lady Gaga. So I will look that up. But first, we're going to Jamal from L.A. Hi, Jamal. Jamal, you there?
Good morning.
Ready? Yeah.
Good morning, KBL. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
I'd like to know, this is actually, I'm in Arizona. I went to see my great-grandson.
Okay.
And
nice.
in the process of putting things in the way, I just said, let me just turn the TV on. And there it was. At the moment I turned it on, I seen that Beyonce was getting the album of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And at the other point, I had just previously watched some of Malcolm X's movie, and he would, at that particular moment, just before I turned, he said, yeah, they'll give us awards for singing and dancing and what have you. That was quite ironic for me to see that at that particular time. But I must say, this one named Doechii, I seen her on the Tiny URL.
Yep.
That's the first time I ran across her. And she had an all-female band, and they were some fine sisters getting down. I said, oh, my goodness. I was quite impressed with her. And my own daughter didn't know about it. My daughter's, 26 or 27 years old? Something like that right now. And she hadn't heard her. I know she heard of her now. She watched the Grammys.
Oh, she hadn't heard of her? That's
truly,
interesting.
Yeah. I can truly say this. You know what? There's nothing that this power structure can cancel as far as we're concerned. We are the keepers of our history, So it's not going to be laid to the wayside. That's the bottom line. They can cancel whatever it is that they want to cancel, but the truth will always rise. Just like what that sister said. You know her name. Don't you, Dominique? Complete my sentence.
Which I'm not up for. I know you're a teacher, but not up for taking any quizzes this morning. Not at all.
It's okay. I understand. It's all right. But those listeners will know, and they will say something. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it there. We rise. We rise. Okay.
You're talking about "Still I Rise," the famous poem. Yeah.
I was a little bit impressed by the Grammys. I tell you, I hadn't even take time to watch that in years, but to see some recognition was really good. So they get my kudos just for last night. But that's the bottom line. But we got plenty other things to tend to.
Indeed, we do. But I think you have a great point that when you say we're the keepers of our history, because if we rely on the school system, I think we should continue to fight to have ethnic studies, continue to fight to be represented everywhere, but not rely on that, because clearly there is an effort to make us be erased.
Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure. Well, thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank
so
you.
very much.
God's got jokes. God said, Jamal, turn on the TV right now. Turn the TV on. Turn the TV on. Y'all heard Jay French on the show. It was Friday. And the chat was inflamed because of comments he made about music in general. I think largely Kendrick Lamar. And so we posted a clip from that I posted one on my Instagram, and it has gone completely insane. If you missed the show, the entire show, that conversation was really quite a great conversation. And, whether you know him or not, his mixtape is quite good. But in any case, if you missed that or any of our podcasts, you can find them wherever you get podcasts. We're streaming everywhere. And we're also on YouTube. All of my shows are cataloged on YouTube. So you could go to the KBLA Talk 1580 YouTube, or you could go to mine, DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, and then radio. And you will be able to find any show that you heard, that you missed, that you want to hear again. And I would recommend that one because apparently got people going. Set folks off, and that's part of our job. But also really interesting on that day was our Freedman Friday edition with attorney Ariva Martin, where she talks about her victory in Palm Springs and the rise of these reparations movement attorneys and how they are looking to local, state, city, county measures in order to continue to make progress during this particular administration that we're in right now. So that's another, what I call a palate refresher if you need a break from all the cray-cray. I would suggest those two as excellent places to start. You can find my pods for free anywhere you get pods or on YouTube at KBLA Talk 1580. We do have a lot to talk about. It turns out Palisades not reopening. The National Guard will stay in place. That and more. And Trump's big water lie. That and more when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud.
A great place for progressive politics.
KBLA Talk 1580.
I feel so alone.
I'm embarrassed to talk about it.
How can I help my kid if I can't help myself?
I can't remember when I wasn't stressed.
I don't like
it.
When you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts and emotions, it's okay to get help. You are not alone. CalHope is here for you with free, safe, and confidential mental health resources for youth, young adults, families, and you. Find support now at calhope.org.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you, neighbor to neighbor, bringing you resources and what you need to know. Sign up for Notify LA on your phone to get fire danger alerts and updates, or check on lafd.org. The Watch Duty app is free and provides wildfire maps and updates in real time. Keep your gas tank full and plan your route in case you have to leave the area. City and county officials are urging you to pack a go bag so you can be ready to leave your home quickly in case of an evacuation order. Your go bag should include a couple of days of clothing, copies of your important documents and ID, money, insurance information, your medications, electronic devices, batteries, chargers, a small radio, and emergency contacts. If you receive an evacuation order, gather your loved ones, grab your bag, your pet food, and leave immediately. For information on shelters for your pets or even your family, call 211 for the City of Los Angeles and 311 county-wide. Wearing a mask outside will help protect you from smoke, toxic fume, and particulate matter. If you don't need to go out, it's best to stay home with the windows closed. Getting to know your neighbors is a great way to stay safe, stay connected, and share resources. And Angelinos are stepping up to help, so reach out and find the assistance you need. Mutual Aid LA Network is constantly updating a Google Sheet with mutual aid resources. You can find it at tiny.cc-malan-fire. The earlier you make a plan, the better off you'll be when every second counts. Praying for LA, preparing, and standing with you. KBLA Talk 1580.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips, and I am a revolutionary.
On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio. KBLA Talk 1580.
Since like your last EP, all the places you'll go.
Oh wow, it's been a minute. Yeah.
I've been getting some calls. People are a little bit worried about you.
Not worried.
And I know that I was kind of that outlet for you, so
you were.
Why don't you just tell me what's been going on?
Okay. Remember old dude from 2019, nice clean, did me dirtier than laundry. Took a scroll through his IG just to get a DM from his wifey. I was so confused, what should Doechii do? She didn't know about me and I didn't know about Sue. I opened up the messages and had to hit the Zoom. Turns out the girl was really a dude. Think he slicked back till I slipped back. Got my lick back, turned it to a knick-knack. I moved on, dropped a couple of songs, and then I went and got signed. Now it's 2021.
Okay, I just feel like this is the perfect opportunity for us to just take a second and kind of unpack what's happened to you. You know, this guy cheated on you and...
Nah. Okay. Platinum record this, Bible record that. I'm making so much money, I'm all over the net. I'm moving so fast, no time to process. And no, I'm not in a gang, but I'm always on set. Wristwatch, drip drop, label want the TikToks. Now I'm making TikTok music, what beef? I need a cleanse, need a detox, but we ain't got time to stop. The charts need us. Fast forward me, 2023. I'm stacking lots of cheese and making money. My grass is really green and honestly, I can't even cap no more. This is a really dark time for me. I'm going through a lot.
By a lot, you mean drugs?
I wouldn't.
Drugs?
No, it's a natural plan.
No, I'm not judging.
I'm not an addict.
I'm just saying.
I don't think...
You want to talk about it?
I mean, I like pills, I like drugs, I like getting money, I like strippers, I like to fuck, I like day drinking and day parties in Hollywood, I like doing Hollywood, snorted probably would. What can I say? The works, it feels good, and my self-worth's at an all-time low. And just when it couldn't get worse, my ex crashed my place and destroyed all I owned. Whoopsie, made a oopsie, $100,000 oops made me loopy. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Don't wanna have to turn a nigga guts into soup beans.
Whoa. Okay, Doechii. We don't want to revert back into our old ways, so we're gonna try a breathing exercise, okay?
Right,
when I breathe, you breathe, all right? Let's go.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing how her rise just was meant to be, and she kind of talks about it there, how when she decided to become clean and sober, that made a difference for her. I mean, I guess everybody's different, no judging, but sometimes it's those moments of clarity or long-term clarity that can give us a new perspective. Anyway, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. That is the number to call. I'm tempted to just be talking about the Grammys because it's more fun than all this other stuff that's going on. And Lord knows we need palate cleansers. But look, we'll be doing our own breathing exercises in just a few when Sahara Ali joins us at the top of the next hour. And then we get to talk about the movies because the Pan-African Film Festival is kicking off just in the spirit of Black History Month. And we will have Maddie Rich, Kyla Pratt, and Oduduwa in the studio with us. Oduduwa, I think Kyla Pratt and is on the phone, but it's going to be a great discussion, so may as well spend a little time looking at what's going on around here. Apparently, the LAPD was complaining to the mayor that they were stretched thin. Imagine that, a time when the LAPD says, this is even too much overtime for us. We can't do it. That's crazy. So they were apparently complaining to the mayor. So the mayor said they were going to stop patrolling Palisades, and they were going to recall the National Guard and the cops and just open the area up. Residents, along with their council member, did not agree with that. They gave some rather robust feedback to the mayor and the city council, and apparently Governor Newsom stepped in with funding, so now the LAPD can go home and the CHP will be patrolling that area along with the National Guard. The National Guard will stay on. This is because of the intervention of the governor and because of the complaints of the residents there. So we shall see. Today is officially Day Without an Immigrant, is what they call it. It started from this movie, actually, which spawned an annual protest called Day Without a Mexican. What would happen, the original premise was what would happen in LA if every Mexican descended person just didn't show up to work, didn't take care of the people's houses, go to people's jobs, drive people's Ubers, all of the, various things that immigrants, the load, especially here in California, the load that immigrants carry. Well, today is Day Without an Immigrant. That is where Day Without a Mexican evolved into, because there are many other places that people immigrate from besides Mexico. Well, ahead of today, many immigrants, particularly those from Latin America, will not be coming to work today. It's a protest. They're not going to be coming to work. They're not going to be spending money. They're not coming into your business. If they are doing that, they're crossing their own cultural community picket line. That's the plan for today, Day Without an Immigrant. So if you was planning on something or other and you was relying on an immigrant, you might want to double check and make sure that's really going to happen. If you are an immigrant, you might want to tap in, see what's going on. We saw a massive demonstration in downtown LA today, and there were other similar demonstrations across the country. Part of the 101 freeway was shut down for a time. All of this in protest to the series of executive orders that have been issued by the new administration, the new Republican administration. A lot of people. There was a citywide tactical alert. LAPD was on the scene with their riot gear. And I guess some folks were doing donuts in their cars and such. So that, of course, gives the police an excuse to be more aggressive. And they did, cops did push back protesters, but no arrests, at least as far as I've been able to find out so far. I have a lot of empathy for those folks. I know some don't, because they feel like, well, if you voted for Trump, but you don't have any, you have no knowledge that these folks voted for Trump. If they're here without papers, or they're waiting for refugee status, they can't vote. So they definitely, categorically did not vote for Trump. And also, the fact that, I just think that the fact that many of these billionaires that are doing these executive orders and such have profited off the labor of this immigrant community is relevant. It means something. To be honest, they probably still will. I always wonder about, would it be more effective for them to have American flags than Mexican flags? Because if I'm a conservative, I'm going to look at that and say, take your Mexican flag and your Salvadorian flag and go back where you came from. But that's what we saw. We saw marching with a lot of Mexican flags, Central American flags and signs. And you saw some Aztec dancers. To me, that makes a better point, which is that this land was Mexico. I know we're not going to refight that war, but it's certainly relevant. If you are on land that was formerly Mexico, you shouldn't be surprised if you find Mexicans. If you are on land that was formerly Mexican, Aztec, and the various indigenous nations which now have been incorporated into the Mexican DNA pool, don't be surprised if you find Aztecs, Mexicans, etc., etc. But it's not the last we'll hear of this. Mindful Monday is next. Let's get ourselves balanced, centered, and ready for the week ahead with Sahara Ali. It's coming up on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. The federal government is ending cultural diversity celebrations. The Department of Defense and Transportation announced they will no longer commemorate cultural awareness months like Black History Month, Women's History Month, or Pride Month. Authorities are investigating a medical transport jet crash in Northeast Philadelphia that killed 7 people, including 1 on the ground. The jet crashed Friday evening, causing a fire and scattering debris over several blocks. Panama's President Molino announced ending a key deal with China after meeting Secretary of State Rubio. He won't cede control of the Panama Canal to the U.S., but will seek closer ties with the U.S. instead of joining China's Belt and Road Initiative. And Sabrina Carpenter is this year's Grammy winner for the Best Pop Vocal Album. The singer nabbed the win for her album Short and Sweet, marking her first Grammy win. I'm Bree Wood on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Choking is the 4th leading cause of accidental deaths. LifeVac is a life-saving airway clearance device which has saved over 3,000 lives. Go to lifevac.com and enter promo code LIFE to save 20% to secure your home kit today.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
You've had a day and a half to process the Lakers making the monumental decision to trade Anthony Davis to Dallas for Luka Doncic. Here's a few things to keep on your radar. How will LeBron and Doncic coexist on the court? Both superstars like to have the ball in their hands. How much will LeBron and Doncic be willing to defer to the other in key situations? A reminder to you, this is J.J. Redick's first coaching job on any level. Redick could be the determining factor if LeBron and Doncic are successful playing together. Is Redick capable of making this thing work? Last thought, LeBron was not consulted before the trade was made. Had Lakers GM Rob Pelinka asked LeBron about his thoughts on trading AD, he knows LeBron would have said no. If the Lakers don't go far in the playoffs, do not be surprised if LeBron shuts down his spectacular career and retires after the season. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is for all the folks who appreciate follow-through. Here's a quick recap of the KBLA Talk 1580 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. More than 6.4 million Southern Californians viewed our climate justice billboards and bus shelters. Another 1.5 million people listened to and or downloaded our weekly conversations with African American climate experts. Our KBLA Climate Justice web portal had 2.8 million unique visitors. Thousands more attended our 7 climate justice community events. More than 9.3 million riders saw our climate